Time. Sally here. And today we're going to talk about a shift that can and instantly change the way women experience you. Time, especially if you've been stuck in that exhausting loop of texting first, over explaining yourself. Time, trying to prove you're a good guy and somehow still feeling like you're the one doing all the work. Time. The title of this video is Stop Chasing Women, Do TS and Watch What Happens. And I'm telling you right now, time. This isn't about playing games. It isn't about being cold, and it definitely isn't about trying to trick anyone into liking you. It's about finally stepping out of needy energy and into grounded, self-respecting energy, the kind that makes a woman feel curious, safe, time, and genuinely drawn to you because you're not chasing her approval, you're inviting her into your life. And I know the moment you hear, stop chasing, your brain goes, okay, so what I just do nothing, ignore her. Time, I wait 3 days to reply. No, that's not confidence. That's anxiety wearing a Halloween costume. Great time. What I'm going to give you today is the actual replacement behavior, the do instead. So you don't just stop chasing and then sit there lonely and confused. Time. Because if you remove chasing, but you don't replace it with leadership, standards, and a real emotional spine, time. You don't become attractive, you become absent. And absent is not the same thing as magnetic. So stay with me, great time, because I'm going to break this down in a way that you can use immediately what chasing really is and why it backfires. Time. What women actually feel when a man chases too hard, the specific internal switch you must flip, time, and the simple outward behaviors that communicate, I like you, and I'm also not here to beg for access to you. And near the end, great time, I'll give you the one detail almost nobody notices, the tiny timing and tone adjustment that separates a man who looks nice but forgettable from a man who feels rare. Time. Grounded and hard to replace. Let's define chasing in plain language. Chasing is when your actions are designed to reduce your anxiety, not to create connection. Read that again. Chasing is when you send the second text, then the third time, then the fourth, not because you have something meaningful to say, but because the silence is making you spiral. Time. Chasing is when you over compliment early, hoping she'll lock in and stop being a threat to your nervous system. Time. Chasing is when you drop your standards, your schedule, your friends, your workouts. Great time. Your purpose, because one woman finally gave you a little attention and you don't want to lose it. And the reason it fails is simple, great time. It communicates that you need her more than you respect yourself. Time. There's actually a well-known negative loop in relationships where one person pressures and pursues while the other withdraws. Time. And that dynamic tends to create dissatisfaction and escalation rather than closeness. When you chase, time, you unknowingly step into the pressure role and it invites distance instead of desire. The more you push, time, the more the other person protects their freedom by pulling back, and then you push harder because you feel them pulling back. Time, that's the trap. Now, here's the part most men don't want to hear, but it will set you free. You can't chase a woman into choosing you. Time, you can only chase her into managing you. That's the difference. When she's managing you, she replies when she feels like it. Time, she gives you crumbs, she keeps you as an option, and you keep auditioning for the role of maybe. And if you've been there, time, you know exactly what that feels like. Your whole mood depends on whether she texted back. So what do you do instead? Time. Here's the ice. You stop trying to get chosen and you become the chooser. That's the shift. A great time. You don't show up like a salesman trying to close. You show up like a man with a life, with standards, with emotional self-control. Great time. Who is evaluating compatibility? You're still warm. You're still direct. You're still masculine in the sense that you initiate. Great time. But your energy is fundamentally different. You're not trying to convince her. You're trying to discover her. Time. And when you make that internal shift, your external behavior becomes naturally attractive because it communicates autonomy. Time autonomy is a basic psychological need in human relationships. Time, and when someone feels autonomy, when they feel like they are freely choosing rather than being pressured, the connection tends to function better. Great time, this matters because chasing often feels like pressure, even if you're being polite. Now let's get very practical. Time. Be the chooser. Sounds nice, but what does it look like on a date, in texting, in your day-to-day interactions? Time. I'm going to give you a framework I call the 3 anchors: direction, boundaries, and calibrated investment. Great time. If you get these 3 things right, you don't have to play any games. You don't have to do weird wait XRs rules. You'll naturally stop chasing because you'll finally be operating from abundance, not fake abundance, real abundance. First is direction. Time. A man who doesn't chase is not passive. He's directed. He knows how to move things forward without over pursuing. Great time. So instead of endless chatting, he makes clear, simple moves. He doesn't spam messages. He doesn't do 45-question interviews. Great time. He creates a clean path, little connection, then an invite. I enjoyed talking with you. Time, let's grab a drink Thursday or Saturday. What works? That's it. Short, calm, grounded. And notice what's missing. Time. There's no pleading. No, if you want. No, if you're not busy. No pre-apologizing for existing. You're offering, not begging. Time. Second is boundaries. Boundaries are not ultimatums. Boundaries are the quiet decisions you make about what you will and won't participate in. If she flakes last minute with no care, time. You don't punish her. You don't write a 10-paragraph speech. You don't pretend you're cool while you're boiling inside. Great time. You simply downgrade access. You say, no worries, let's plan another time when your schedule is clearer. And then you stop. Time. You return to your life. That's a boundary. The boundary isn't a threat. It's yourself. Respect in action. A great time. Third is calibrated investment. This is where most men lose the plot. They invest like they're trying to buy certainty, time. They give too much too soon. Time, attention, validation, availability, emotional labor. And what happens psychologically is predictable. Time, when something is given too freely, it often gets valued less. Not because women are evil, because humans adapt. Time, we adjust to whatever is consistent. Scarcity and value are linked in basic persuasion psychology. Time, when something feels limited or not guaranteed, people tend to value it more. Time. But let me be extremely clear so you don't twist this into toxicity. I'm not telling you to withhold, to manipulate. Time, I'm telling you to invest honestly in proportion to what is being built. That's what healthy calibration is. If she's consistent, kind, time, engaged, reciprocating, you lean in more. If she's inconsistent, vague, breadcrumbing, you don't chase, because chasing rewards inconsistency. Calibration is self-respect plus emotional intelligence. Time. Now, let's talk about what women often feel when a man chases. And I'm going to say often because women aren't a monolith. Time. But there are patterns. When you chase too much, a woman may feel one of 2 things. She may feel pressure. Great time. Like, I don't even know this man, but I'm already responsible for his emotions. Or she may feel she has power over you. Time, and that dynamic kills polarity because desire doesn't thrive when one person is above and one is below. Time. The strongest attraction tends to happen when both people feel choice, dignity, and mutual respect. Time. This connects to something research and relationship psychology talk about again and again when interactions become coercive or pressuring. Time. The other person withdraws to regain emotional safety or autonomy, and then the cycle escalates. Time. That pursue-withdraw pattern is a real dynamic that shows up not just in conflict, but in dating behaviors too. Great time. So here's the dute scheiß. In one sentence, become the man who initiates clearly, invests proportionally time, and stays emotionally steady whether she chooses you or not. That emotional steadiness is the entire game, because when you're steady, time, you stop negotiating with silence, you stop chasing closure, you stop chasing reassurance, you stop chasing the feeling of being picked. Time. You become a man who is already standing on something. And this is where we talk about the internal skill that makes everything else work. Self-validation. Most chasing is just outsourced self-worth. It's you saying, if she responds, I'm okay. If she doesn't, I'm not okay. That is not love. That is dependency. And dependency is heavy. Even if you're sweet, even if you're respectful, great time. Even if you would treat her like a queen. None of that matters if the energy underneath is time. Please save me from my own insecurity. Now, if what I'm saying is hitting home, do two things for me. First, time. Hit like so the algorithm knows this is worth showing to men who are tired of feeling powerless in dating. Second, climb. Comment the word STADY if you want me to do a follow-up video with exact text examples. What to say when she's slow to reply, time. What to say when she flakes, and what to say when you want to move things forward without sounding needy. Let's go deeper with a story. Time, because stories make this real. I worked with a guy, let's call him Mark, late 30s, solid career, good heart, not bad looking. Time. But he had one issue. The moment he liked a woman, he turned into a golden retriever with a phone plan. Good morning texts. How was your day? Great time. Long paragraphs, fast replies, constant compliments. And at first, some women liked it because attention feels good. But then, time, almost like a clock, they'd start responding slower. They'd get busy. They'd say, "You're so sweet." Time. But I'm not ready for anything serious. And Mark would spiral and chase harder, trying to prove he was different. Time. When we changed one thing, his whole dating life shifted. We didn't make him colder. We didn't teach him manipulation. Time. We taught him to lead with clarity and then return to his life. So instead of texting all day, he would send one message with purpose. A great time. Instead of chasing a maybe, he would invite and observe. Instead of trying to earn, he would evaluate. And the crazy part, time, women started leaning in. Not because he became a jerk, because his attention started feeling earned. Time, his presence started feeling intentional. His energy started feeling like a man who chooses, not a man who begs. Time. Now I want to give you the exact behaviors you can copy. Again, not as rules, but as a structure that keeps you out of chasing energy. Time. When you meet a woman and you're interested, you express it once, cleanly. I like your vibe. I want to take you out. Notice how direct that is. No performance, no over-explaining. Time. Confidence is consistently rated as attractive across men and women in social perception research discussions. Time, and even when people debate what confidence is, one thing is clear clarity and self-assurance tend to read as confidence. Time. Then you give her space to respond. This is where men fail. They say the line, time, and then they rush to fill the silence with extra lines because they can't tolerate uncertainty. But uncertainty is not danger. Time. Uncertainty is just information not received yet. If she's into you, she'll respond. If she's not, time, you chasing won't turn no into yes. It just turns no into this guy is a lot. When texting, great time. You stop using texting to build intimacy with someone who hasn't earned intimacy. Texting is for logistics and light connection. Time, not for pouring your heart out to a person you've met twice. Keep it playful, keep it simple, and save your depth for real conversation. A great time. A man who stops chasing doesn't try to bond through constant contact. He bonds through shared experiences. When it comes to dates, time. You stop trying to win the date. You stop trying to perform. You stop trying to be the funniest, nicest, most impressive man alive. Time. Instead, you bring presence. You ask real questions. You listen. You enjoy. You flirt lightly, and you watch for reciprocity. Time. Does she ask you questions back? Does she show curiosity? Does she invest too? This is chooser energy. Time. You're not interrogating her. You're simply paying attention. Now let's address the fear underneath chasing. If I don't chase, time, she'll forget me. That's the little boy fear. But here's the truth. Time, if the only thing keeping her interested is your constant attention, great time. She was never interested in you. She was interested in being entertained and validated. And that is not a relationship. Time, that's an unpaid internship. So what happens when you stop chasing and do ice, when you become stay, steady, directed, bounded, and calibrated? Time, three things happen. First, the wrong women fall away faster. The women who only want attention, time. The women who only want a man to inflate their ego. The women who like you chasing because it gives them power. They stop responding. Good. Time. That's not a loss. That's the trash taking itself out, emotionally speaking. Second, the right women feel safer. This might surprise you. Time. Many women don't feel safe with a man who chases too hard too soon because it can signal emotional impulsivity. Time. A steady man signals emotional regulation. He signals that he can handle no without collapsing or retaliating. That is attractive, and it's also foundational for trust. Third, you start feeling powerful again. Not power over women, power over yourself. And that's the only power you should want. Because when you have power over yourself, great time, you can show love without losing your spine. You can pursue without groveling. You can be romantic without being needy. Now, time. Let's talk about the single biggest mistake men make when they try to stop chasing. They change behavior, but they don't change energy. They do the same needy strategy, just quieter. They become silent chasers. They don't text, but they stare at the phone. They wait, time, but they're resentful. They try to act unbothered, but they're obsessed. Women pick up on this because humans pick up on incongruence, time. You can't fake peace. Peace is a practice. So if you want the real upgrade, you have to practice emotional regulation, great time. That means when she doesn't reply, you don't catastrophize, time. You don't create a movie in your head where she's with another guy and you're a clown and love is dead. You say, time. I don't have enough information yet, and you continue your day. This is exactly why building a full life gym, mission, friends, purpose isn't just self-improvement content. It's nervous system strategy, time. A life that you respect makes you harder to destabilize. And here's that detail almost nobody notices, time. The thing that separates the men women forget from the men they think about later, the tone of your detachment. Time, if your detachment's bitter, it repels. If your detachment feels calm, it attracts. Time. There is a massive difference between I'm not chasing you because I'm angry and I'm trying to punish you, and I'm not chasing you because I respect myself and I'm genuinely okay either way. Women can feel that difference immediately. Time. So how do you make sure your detachment is calm, not bitter? You attach to your standards, not to outcomes. Time. You decide what you want in a partner, consistency, kindness, attraction, time, communication, and you stop negotiating those needs down just because you're lonely. Time. This ties right back to autonomy and healthy relationship functioning. Great time. When people feel they can act from authentic values rather than pressure, relationships tend to go better. Time. Now I'm going to give you a few scripts spoken like a man, not like a robot, because I know you want words you can actually use. Time. If she's taking forever to respond early on, you don't send, and you don't send. I do something wrong. You wait, time, and then when you do text, you text with purpose. Hey, you seem busy this week. If you still want to grab that drink, I'm free Thursday, time. If not, all good. That message is calm, it's respectful, and it puts the ball in her court without you begging, time. If she flakes with no real care, you say, no worries. Let's do it another time. I like to make plans with people who can follow through, time. So just reach out when you're sure. Notice no anger, no lecture, no pleading, just standards. Time. You've had a great date and you want to see her again. You don't play dead. You lead. I had a great time. I want to see you again. Time. Let's do Saturday. Yeah, that's direct. That's masculine. That's not chasing. That's initiating. And if she responds with enthusiasm, time. If she's warm, if she's investing, then you invest too, because stopping chasing doesn't mean you become emotionally unavailable. Time, it means you become emotionally disciplined. Now, I want to speak to the older guys watching 35, 45. Time 55 because the dating market can feel weird. Now, you might be divorced, you might be restarting. Time, you might feel like younger men have more options. Here's the truth: a mature man who is emotionally steady is rare. Time and rarity is attractive, not because of age, but because most people are reactive, insecure, and inconsistent. When you're steady, time, you stand out. Also, as you get older, chasing is more expensive. You don't just lose pride, you lose time, you lose time. You lose energy. Great time. You lose focus. And the most attractive thing you can do at this stage of life is to protect your time like it matters, because it does. A woman who is worth building with will respect a man who respects himself. So let's bring this home. Stop chasing women. Do Teishais become the chooser with clarity? Set boundaries quietly, invest proportionally, stay emotionally steady, and then watch what happens. Time. You'll notice women either step up into reciprocity or they fall away. Either outcome is a win. Time, because your life stops being controlled by someone else's attention. If you want to go deeper, time, subscribe and hit the bell, because I'm going to keep giving you practical tools like this, real world scripts, mindset shifts, time, and confidence training that doesn't turn you into a jerk. It turns you into a man with standards and warmth at the same time. And remember, time, the goal isn't to get women. Time, the goal is to become the kind of man who can build something healthy with the right woman without losing yourself in the process. Time, tell me in the comments, what's the most common way you catch yourself chasing, double texting, over explaining, over giving? Time, ignoring red flags, trying to be perfect. Write it out. Put it in words. Because the moment you can name it, you can change it. Time. And I'll see you in the next video.